Welcome to Kentucky Horsepower, the official podcast of the Kentucky Automobile Dealers Association. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Kentucky Horsepower. And I am your host, Jason Wilson, president of KADA. Scott, Digital Airstrike, senior vice president, business development. Welcome. Glad you're here. And I'm looking at this background of yours. I'm in Frankfort, Kentucky. We've had snow, we've had ice, we've had all the stuff. I think this morning it was about 3 degrees. Tell me that's just a screensaver, right? Like it's not really that nice.
Yeah, in the spirit of AI, think of it as one of those new AI screensavers. So you'll see a squirrel go by once here and there. Just
Uh-huh.
it's all tech.
Yeah, don't believe that, folks. He's in beautiful climate controlled, Southern California. American flag in the background. I mean, come on. That is about the perfect AI background.
It took me a while to find it, but I found a good one.
Yeah, I hear you. It's called opening the window. But hey, as we start with AI, obviously, this is part of our series that we're launching with a number of our preferred partners that we want to highlight because they're going to have a big presence in Vegas. They're going to be involved with Vegas, and Scott's going to be there with his team. Again, Digital Airstrike. Been great KADA partners here, and want to take a moment and talk about it. So let's just dive in, Scott. I mean, everything I'm seeing and getting that's promoting this event and the NADA event, almost everybody has this AI kind of angle. Digital Airstrike really is super involved and heavily involved in AI, and not a newcomer to this space at all. But talk about that a little bit. What are you seeing from a trend standpoint? What do you think dealers that are going to NADA this year should be thinking about, looking for, and what are some of the things you all are going to be talking about?
AI. Let's take a step back. So AI is the buzzword. Everything's
Yeah,
AI. Every email solicitation you get is AI. We've been at
right.
this for a while, Jason. You remember back in the day, what was it? Big data?
Yeah,
Back in like 04, 05, 06. And then it was transparency.
right.
And then in 2015, 2016, it was all about digital retailing. You know, it's
Yeah,
just funny looking back at all the trends. And we're going to look back 10 years from now at 2026 and AI, the robots are coming. They're going to take over the business. No,
that's
they're
right.
not. To
Yep.
some extent, ironically, I'm going to say this. Yes, we're an AI company. To some extent, it's a distraction disguised as an opportunity, right? We've got to
That,
continue the blocking and tackling. We've got to continue to get the customer in. It's still a relationship business. The robots can't fill that void yet. Maybe one day they can. Maybe it's in our lifetime. Maybe it's not our lifetime. But there's a few things that we're focused on with AI. One, what's very popular right now is AI search.
okay.
So we've all heard of SEO, right? Search engine
Right.
optimization, where you index your site and your dealer, typically your SEO company or your website provider does a great job of having you guys organically post. Then you've
Right.
got SEM comes along, right? Search engine
Yep.
marketing, where you spend the money and it's pay to play. Now there's a thing called GEO, generative engine optimization. And what it stands for is, well, when people are searching on AI, Google, the majority of the searches that come up when I'm searching for anything on Google is now AI. You've got your mainstream players, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Grok.
Yep.
Over 35% of searches, and quickly growing, are on AI now. When people are
Yeah.
looking for a restaurant, from they're looking for a vehicle. Now, here's the interesting thing: it doesn't index the dealer's website like SEO. You
Okay.
can't pay to play yet, although as of 2 weeks ago, we hear that they are piloting and we're all over it. But there is soon going to be a way to pay to play on GEO, generative engine optimization. But
Okay.
let me just say it clearly: when somebody is on one of these Gemini, these Groks, ChatGPTs, and they're looking for your dealership, the main variables that's going to have you populate is consumer sentiment, what people are saying about your dealership. Now,
Ah,
where in the world are they going to get that information? Two main places: predominantly reputation,
yep.
predominantly what people are saying about you on Yelp, Google, Facebook,
Yeah.
DealerRater, Cars.com, Car Gurus, all those places, Carfax. The second thing is social. So AI is unique in that it doesn't matter how much money the dealership pays. It doesn't matter how great the dealership got over the last 40 years by curating content that now indexes. It's forget what they're saying. We want to hear what the consumer sentiment is, and
Sure.
that's going to drive our AI response. So I'm happy to say we've been focused on that for the last 14 years. Now we're doubling down. It's never been more important to have good reviews, recency,
Yep.
consumer sentiment in those reviews, and critical mass. A lot of people forget about critical mass. They reach the 5 stars, but they only have 27 reviews. That doesn't index very well.
Right, right. No, all great points. And, as I think about your company, I think about Digital Airstrike. This is, and you just said it, this is not new to you all. You all have been involved with it. I mean, from our early conversations when we were discussing our partnerships, it was a lot about reputation and social media management and how you all are a part of that. And obviously lead generation and all the things. But you all are not new to the space. You all are probably the wily veterans at this point as getting into, yes, it's a new era for a lot of us that haven't really been in the weeds on this sort of thing. But this is what you all have done, continue to do. And, I can't think of anyone better to sort of help dealers who are just coming into this phase and learning about this phase to help guide them through this process and lead them to a successful idea of what that's going to look like moving forward.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate the compliment. We've built this foundation with our clients, now over 9,200 partners for 14 years running. So it's nice to look back at all that work that we've done. And
Yep.
now, when you're looking for a Chevrolet dealer in Lexington, Kentucky, it's nice to have our dealers show up first and center on
Yep.
35, 40% of all of these searches that now are taking place. It's interesting because that stat was single digits a year ago. How many searches are conducted on AI? Today, it's 36% as of yesterday. I don't have a lens into the future, but a year from now, when we're speaking, vast majority.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Even for my own experience, obviously Google is, it's where we all go, majority go to do your Google search, see what's up there, and just, I don't know, recently, you, I've started using the AI feature that's right there next to it. You tap on that, and then just the additional information that you get, and then the ability to ask follow-up questions and dig deeper. I only see this growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, I
So,
agree.
I know we're talking about NADA and all the things going on. What do you all have going on and your booth and all those sort of stuff? We want to make sure people know where to stop by and see you and the things you're going to be talking about. Obviously, we touched on some of it, but tell us about your plans in Vegas.
So we still do a lot, right? It's a hard message to get out as far as the value proposition, why to come by and see us. First off, if you're an existing client, we'd love to see you. We're
Sure.
throwing a client appreciation Thursday night. I'll get into that here at the end and give you the
Cool.
details. And you can contact either myself or Jason if you're listening or hearing this, and we'll definitely get you the details. But we do a lot, Jay. We do a ton. What I always tell partners and clients, we do everything but websites, CRM, and DMSs. So on the AI front, I want to be your AI consultant, so to speak. If you're looking at a product from another dealer, I'll give you my unbiased opinion, right?
Yeah.
Again, you've got to be careful because you've heard. I think by now everybody's heard the story of the car that was sold in almost sold in Northern California for $1. So there was a reporter doing a piece, and they mystery shopped a dealer up in Northern California for a 2024, what was it now? A Denali, a Yukon. And they negotiated the rate down to $1, and it was a frenzy. Everybody jumped on it. So that's just proof right there. You're with AI, be careful, right? Don't utilize it to the extent where you don't think you need your sales team anymore. But the companies you're talking to at NADA, including us, hold us accountable. Are we embracing and utilizing AI to make your lives easier, to streamline processes?
Sure.
A lot
Sure.
of that ties to videos, things like that. So I know that's a long answer, but that's what we're up to, right?
Yeah.
We've got our technology's gone so far just in the last 12 months from the last NADA and snowy New Orleans. We've got a lot to update our clients on, and we've got a lot to update our prospective clients on as
Yep.
far as how we can help utilize them. But we're still focusing on the blocking and tackling, bridging the gap to the consumer to get the relationship, build the trust, and get them in. That will never change.
Yep. Nope. All that makes sense. And, I want to share a real just quick story because, folks, if you can't make it to Vegas, reach out. You can still talk to Scott and his team. I was part of a call that we did, I don't know, a month or two ago that just did a quick review of one of our dealer groups here in Kentucky. Hey, what's the utilization like? How are things looking? Are there areas that you can improve? And the one thing that I appreciate with your team's approach and specifically how you dealt with it is that, hey, we're another set of eyes. We're going to look at this thing. We can offer some value and assist. It's fantastic, and you were able to do that very quickly. And they move forward with some items that you're helping them on and moving forward with. So you don't have to go to Vegas. You can, as fun as that is, but you can take. I think maybe it was a 20-minute, 25-minute call at most, and you were able to uncover some things that ended up being really helpful to the dealer and move forward with.
Yeah, so everybody, I've got to deal with Jason. We skipped the pitch. If we can help you, great. If we can't, that's fine. Maybe
Yep.
we can help you make some decisions, some tough decisions with other vendors, with other partners. But that's why we are partnered with Jason to see how we can help.
Yep. So I just want to throw that out there because there's absolute opportunity to still connect with you all and talk through what, all the things that we just touched on here. Let's jump back to Vegas real quick. Obviously, you have your event. You mentioned Thursday night. Tell us about that, what that's going to look like. Digital Airstrike always has a great event in Vegas.
Yeah, I teased you a little bit there. I left you hanging, didn't
That's
I?
right.
So we rented out this place. I don't know if you've heard of it, Allegiant Stadium. It's the small little place where the Raiders play. So we rented out the whole stadium on Thursday. So
Wow.
we've got some talent joining us as well. DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Oh
I know
yeah.
that's a name you'll remember from your
Yep.
generation and mine.
That's right.
Tim Brown, Brandon Marshall, Damon John, they'll all be there. And
Nice.
we've got a lot going on. We've got a couple surprises. I'll give you a little sneak peek on one of them. For the first time in history, again, the history only goes back a few years with the Legion Stadium.
Yeah.
Um, but for the first time in history, we've set up a zip line across the stadium. So
Oh wow.
and our guests will be given the opportunity to kick some field goals, zip line across the field. So it's going to be pretty cool. If you're an existing client, heck, I'm going to pull this card. If you're part of the KADA and you're listening to this, I'd like you to be there, client or no client. Just come see me, ask for me personally at the booth, the Digital Airstrike booth. Let me give you the number. I knew you were going to ask. We are 1311 West, 1311 West. That's in the West Hall, and I'll set you
Nice.
guys up with passes, and you can have
That's
some fun.
amazing. Wow, folks, that's going to be a great time, and you all don't have a little booth. You will be easy to find as you always are, and of course, we'll have all the details in the email that accompanies this podcast. But I think, look, I can tell you, our folks that are going are super excited to get to Vegas. If for no other reason, it's going to be 60, 70-degree weather, not 5 to 7 degree weather that we're
Right.
dealing with here right now. But Scott, I want to thank you for your time today. And again, real quick, high level, to talk about what's going on, but also talk about Las Vegas specifically. But again, remind everyone this is an ongoing partnership. Scott and I were talking before I hit the record button in that, there is life after NADA. We have these few days and it's going to be crazy. Everyone's going to be busy, but then you have the rest of the year that you're running your business, you're doing all the things that you can do. And I can't think of anyone better to help you all than Scott and his team at Digital Airstrike navigate through all these new challenges and exciting times for sure.
We appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you next week, Jay. You and get your team there as well, please.
Yep, absolutely. Hey, Scott, thanks for the time. Everyone that's listening, we'll see you down the road on Kentucky Horsepower.